Welcome to Morning Brew with your girl Germaine. And guess what day it is today? Authors Brew Friday. Yes. So we do have a special guest in studio with us today, and I am excited. We've been trying to coordinate our schedules, so it finally happened. So we are here. Let me just get situated as people are chiming in. Please make sure that you let us know you're in the community. If you have any questions for our special guests, please put it in the chat. We are streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So you have an opportunity not to miss out on being a part of the conversation. Well, let me just give you a little background. So today, our brew is International Day of the Girl. That's what I'm calling it. A walk in our life. Well, that is the #1 best-selling title from my special guest, Lesley George. Lesley George was HOV Publishing's first #1 best-selling author. #1 best-selling author. And after that, others follow. But yes, she's the one that helped to set it all off. So we have her in studio with us, and she has so much going on that we're going to share and we're going to talk about. But I just want to give a little background before I bring her in, okay? So in today's brew of legacy, leadership, and lifting voices, that's of those of the unheard. So what you're going to find as we are joined with this powerhouse visionary, Lesley George, which, like I said, she's HOV Publishing's first #1 best-selling author. And she's the founder of Mosiac Inc. I'm sorry, Penny. I'm sorry. That's Penny. And today's her birthday. So she wants to show out while we're going live, right? Penny, stop. Okay, hold on one second. She just want to be shown off. Come on, girl. Goodness, I am live. Don't you know? Come on. We are live. Say hi to the people. All right. I have a guest. You're not the guest today. I have another guest in studio today. So, all right. So let me get back to my introduction of my special guest. Okay. Thanks, Penny. All right. So with that, Lesley pretty much just through her authentic storytelling, her book, and this is the first of others that she has published that has also become bestsellers. She's going to walk us through the lived experiences of young women, offering hope, healing, and a powerful reminder that their voices matter. So further ado, let me just bring Lesley into the conversation because I hear my coffee also coming to, hold on one second. Lesley, hey. Happy birthday, Penny. Lesley says
yes, happy birthday, Penny. Of course, she wants to keep you aside, and today is your special day, so I get to share a special day with Penny. So yes.
Well, guess what? Penny is about to be put down so I can get my coffee. Okay, Penny, you have said hi. Now it's time to say goodbye. Bye. Okay. Get on your bed. Lesley, girl, yes. We've been trying to get together for a minute now. So here we are.
We have. And first of all, let me thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. As you know, we've been connected for several years, even before I became one of your authors. So well over a decade. Yes. And to have watched you grow and to not just hope a vision, but also with this platform and the community that you are creating. I am so honored to be here with you this morning.
Yeah. Oh, the feeling is mutual. I tell you, we get together and it's like girlfriends catching up on times, but not even just that. The inspiration and the visions that, we're able to talk about and then put forth in the market is just incredible. So, girl, anytime.
Absolutely. It's funny. So as you mentioned, in the intro, you talked about International Day of the Girl. Yes. You talked about the vision and putting it forward. And I want to just stay there a little bit, right? Because for you that's watching, listening, come back, watch the replay, you may hear people with different accolades and not realize there's always a start, right? And as Germaine mentioned about my start was rocky. I had been saying for probably about 20 years that I was going to write a book.
Yeah.
Now, I had met Germaine several years before, and I was sitting one day and I said, okay, Lesley, like you sound like a broken record to yourself, right? How many people have done that? I'm raising my hand, right?
Me too.
Right? So you say things over and over.
Yeah.
You're not putting any action to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one day I said to myself, Leslie, okay, you need to stop. Stop saying this. Don't get to the beginning of the year and just because it's January, you're going to say that you want to write a book. Now, my heart was in it, right?
Absolutely.
And as they say, intention is not necessarily a plan. You need to put something with that intention. You need to develop it out, right? So I said, well, let me call Germaine. So I called Germaine and I said, Germaine, I'm thinking about this. And here's what she had said. Now, I started Mosiac in 2018, the earlier part of 2018. October of 2018, I had already set up my first workshop, my first conference, first workshop. And I didn't think about a book, but it had been on my mind. So I called Germaine and I said, Germaine, what do you think about this book? What do you think about bringing other women in? This is the visionary part. Germaine jumps and she says, oh, we can do that. And then I mentioned, well, I have an event coming up. Oh, she says, well, we can launch the book cover at the event and see who wants to sign up. And I'm like, what? So she took me from 20 years, I'm saying I'm going to write a book, till now she wants me to launch this thing and see if other people. Now we talk about scared. Like I was, but here's the thing. Here's the thing I don't want you to miss. Always be coachable. And be coachable from the people that have been doing it before you. So I said, well, she's been doing this a little bit, so maybe she knows something that I don't. So I followed her lead. And my event came October, and it was on International Day of the Girl. Because when I started Mosiac, my thing was as female empowerment, as to empower women. I looked at the calendar, and there were 2 days that were significant for women. Women's history, International Women's Day, which is in March, and International Day of the Girl. And I had never heard of International Day of the Girl, but I wanted the book to be named that. And lo and behold, had the event, and Germaine told me what to do, but I was scared. The event was great, and we got to the very end. And I said, oh boy, Germaine is going to ask me if I talked about this book. So I had a cover. Germaine told me, develop this cover and make it big poster. Made this big poster. And the event, people are starting to leave. Oh my God, okay, I got to do this. So I said, well, this book idea, and I'm going to launch on International Women's Day the following year. If there's anybody that wants to be a part of it, and one person said me.
And that's all it took. And it was gone from there. Yeah. I'm going to pull up while you're talking, because I do have, let me pull the cover up. I'm going to put it up on the top of the screen. And also I want the back cover too. So hold on, let me switch out that. Okay. So let me see if I can get it in here bigger. But Lesley, it's, what you're saying, a lot of times people have visions, and sometimes someone said, Germaine, sometimes they just need a midwife to help them push it out, help them birth it out. And so I've been labeled a midwife to help birth vision, right? This came from he's such a dear friend, him and his wife. They're such dear friends to me. But Chuck literally said, Germaine, you're a midwife. You help birth vision. And I said, what? But I realized that's exactly what tends to happen. Somebody catching your vision. And like you said, something that you've been pregnant with for years, it just took somebody to come help you push it forward. And you did just that. Absolutely. And not only stepping out on faith to put this out in October of 2018, right? You put this out in October of 2018. did not know who would respond. You almost didn't want to talk about it. And all it took was one person. And then you ended up with more.
Yes.
And the book came out in March.
In March.
October, the book came out in March.
Yep.
For the National Women's Month.
Yes. Yes.
Something else happened then too.
Yes. Yes. And I mean, it was, and not only that, Germaine was also part of that as well, right?
Yes.
Because I knew the book was going to come out in March, but then Germaine started telling me about, okay, so why don't you do it as an event and all these other things? And I started thinking, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I like things that are nice like that. And I like things that are different. We just not going to have a book launch where you just show up at this thing and you do no. So we had an elaborate red carpet event. It was amazing. Germaine came to Florida from Connecticut with her
mom.
Me
and my mom. We sure enough did. It was incredible.
It was amazing. One of the ladies in the book, we talked about foster care. And let me say this as well. Let me say this. To you that are listening, and you've been wanting to write a book, but you think no one will read your story, or you think your story is not important, here's the first person that is important to. It's important to you. Yes. One of the ladies in the book, she was in the foster care system. She and her brother had been separated for over 20 years. And the first time she saw her brother was at her book launch.
Wow.
Let that sink in for a little bit.
Wow.
So a lot of times we are in our own way. And I say it all the time, when you have the courage, one, to say, I want to write a book. And then the other part is to release that thing, as Germaine mentioned about being pregnant. You're now going to release that thing to somebody that's going to take it over and make it pretty. The hardest part is you writing and then to release it. Once you do that, the courage that takes, the women that are in the book, at the time, the youngest person was 31.
I'm trying to pull them up right now, the ladies that were in the book. Yes.
And the oldest person was in her early 70s.
Yes.
Hear what I say. There we go. There we go.
There we go.
That's all of the women. And the one that's in her 70s, she wanted to write since she was 13. And not only that, she was a young mother. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's 14. I believe she became a mom. I think she became a mom at 14. And she thought that no one would ever listen to her. So
her story really, I mean, even being able to engage with her, it was so emotional. Because, and I just felt like we were, let me pull this down, but I just felt like God gave us an opportunity, and this has been my journey as a publisher, but God has given us an opportunity to really help allow people's stories to resonate and come forth in the world, but also just seeing how they've evolved through their journey to where they are, but then giving them hope to know. And then when they all found out, it became a #1 bestseller at the event.
Yes.
I was in the hotel room getting ready to leave. Thank God it was just me and my mom. I called you. I think I texted you the screenshot.
Yes.
The book was #1 with the Amazon banner on it. And we bought that into the event.
We did.
That was a whole other layer.
Yeah, that was a whole nother layer. And so as you talk about visionaries and you get around people that can even elevate some of the things that you've been thinking and them giving you permission that is possible, right? So here I am, have not written a book before, but all I kept on saying to Germaine, I said, Germaine, I'm writing a #1 best-selling book. Did I know what that meant? Did I know what that meant? No, I did not.
No, not especially. You've been holding on to it for years, but you had the boldness.
I didn't know what that meant.
What you couldn't see, and you just spoke it into existence.
Yeah, and not only that, I'm speaking it to these other women too.
Yes,
these other women that this book is going to be a bestseller.
And they all bought right in.
They did.
But it was just incredible. I tell you, I mean, stories like yours. And then I have to say, Lesley, it has to see how you have evolved from that time of stepping out and defeating fear and being able to step out on faith from the first book. I am so proud of who you have become in your Mosiac Inc. movement with women, but how you are taking the baton and you are expanding and allowing women's voices globally to be heard and helping them to also have that same feeling and motivation and encouragement of their books becoming bestsellers and number ones. Oh my gosh, girl. I tell you, sometimes it's so emotional because I just say, God, I'm clear on what my assignment is. I am clear. And it's overwhelming sometimes, but I just say, you know what? Continue to just do what God is requiring of you, pay it forward, and just watch a soul just blossom into who they're becoming and to be a part of your journey, to be a part of your life. And like I said, sometimes it could be time between us, but it's like we come back together and it's like yesterday.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I want to say thank you for that. And it started with you. It started with me being able to share an idea, knowing what I wanted in my heart. And I've always wanted to be in a position where I can be, how do I say this? Be part of women's journey.
Yes.
That has always been part of me. And I want to say that when I say that's part of me, like that is like part of my soul. Like my grandmother is very much a part of Mosiac. And as a little girl, as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old little girl, I would listen to my grandmother's story. And the reason why, for me, my grandmother is such a champion for me, and then there's other women, my mom, other women, but my grandmother, for me, is such a champion because she was a domestic worker and had a child at 16, left her, because I'm from the Caribbean, left her island that she worked for some people. They were going on vacation to the island that I was born on, which is in Antigua, and decided she wasn't going back. How do you go to a strange country? You're a domestic worker. These people on vacation, and you're going to decide you ain't going back? How do you do that? That's one.
I love the boldness.
Who does that? And then
you just do it.
And then from that, build an incredible empire for our family. And so that's so when I talk about female empowerment, we have so much in us. And I just know from working with the women that I work with, helping them write their books, I know that all somebody needs is just like one person to believe in. Just need one person. Because you are part of my origin story. And for me, if I can be a part of other women's origin story, you talk about the women that were in the book. There's one young lady that many of them, the first time they ever spoke was at the book launch. First time they ever spoke. One of them have gone on to, she left her job and she is now she's a licensed mental health counselor, has her own business. That's one.
Wow.
Another one speaks all over the place, has her own branding business. Another one is always speaking, and the women, the first time they spoke was at this event. Wow. Now, sometimes we are in our own way because we're worrying about everything else. That's right. If you realize, as you mentioned, in terms of your purpose, we are all here for a purpose. And I know, I'm not asking, I know that my purpose is to assist women. And I
Yes.
know that for me, my voice, and the reason why I say my voice, my mother would tell you, Leslie, like when you're little, you can shut up. I know that part of that is my voice, right? So for me, that's why voice is so important. Why? Because as women, as Black women, you are told to be seen and heard. If you're from a Gen X generation, be seen and
And
be
not,
heard, and
oh,
and
well,
not,
no,
and
Gen
not
X,
be heard,
and not be heard. Yeah.
not be heard,
Yep.
right? So then you grow up mute. You grow up mute, and you grow up thinking that, oh my goodness, like nothing that I say is important. Now, don't get me wrong, you could be a badass at your job, because I have a lot of women. I have doctors,
Yes.
all kinds of profession that I've helped women do their books. So you could be a badass in your field, but take you outside of that. What's your confidence level?
That's right.
What is it? Do you know that when you speak that somebody is going to listen to you? Do you know that you have presence? Do you know that all the dreams and the hopes and all of that that you have in you, because you're a mom, because you're married, because of all these other titles you have, that doesn't die. And
Exactly.
so for me, the book is just a piece of it, right? The book is to help develop your confidence so that you know you can walk and step into any room.
That's right.
I don't care whose room it is. You can walk and step into any room, because why? Your voice matters.
Yes.
You matter, and you are the first person that has to believe that, because other people can tell you different things and you're
Absolutely.
what they say, but you are the first person that has to believe that. And guess what? Once you believe that, you can walk boldly anywhere.
I love it. I love it. Giving women the confidence, and not just women, also men. But I know, I always say your work speaks for you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't have to be on a megaphone or a microphone to let people see me, see me, see me. No, just do the work. And the thing is, it will resonate louder. It will become louder than anything you can say, because it'll come through the voices of others as well.
Yeah.
So I tell you, it's incredible, because you're absolutely right. I've seen some of the authors that you are working with now, and being able to help give them a confidence and a boldness outside of their area of expertise, they become unstoppable.
That's what it's
Unstoppable.
That's what it's
Yeah,
about.
girl.
So here on the cup, if any of you can see it, it says brag. And what brag is, and that was a download from God. What brag is B stands for be responsible for amplifying God's gifts. That's what brag means.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people say, well, I don't want to brag. No, why can't you? Why can't you? God made you, and you are incredible. Why can't you brag on what he has downloaded and what he has given to you? That's your purpose. And when you show up that way, you give other people permission. They say, oh, wow, I think I can do that. I think I can do that. So yeah, so that's who I am.
Oh my gosh, I love the mug, and yes, she will be sending one to Morning Brew, so we can also share it on Morning Brew.
Yes.
Now, Lesley, can people buy those also?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Brag on yourself.
Yes, I want to put in, let me just put up a comment so people can know how to get to you and connect with you on Facebook. So that is your Facebook. I'm going to leave that up for a few moments. But Lesley, I also want to get to some of the comments. Hey, Jesse Moss 92775 over in Instagram out in California, Sacramento. And so, did I say Jesse? Yeah, Sacramento. I believe so. Okay. And so we have Tenaria Drummond Smith.
Hey,
Tenaria. Yes, I told her you're going to be reaching out to her.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm calling you later.
Yep. So, but she said, Lesley, blessings to you. I saw you being a bestseller author. It was on and popping for me. And God did it for her, you know. And as you know, you
Absolutely.
were in one of her anthology books
Yes.
that became a #1 bestseller as well. So, and then we have Diana Knox Cooper, another one of my authors from, I mean, you know what I love is because we form family here. Diana has been with me for well over 12 years. Diana referred Dr. Teneria to me.
Oh, wow.
And I love that, it's family. We're building family.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, when I think about just the amazing works that people are doing, and also Diana, just to say, Diana is running her pre-sale campaign for her 3 books.
Nice.
Yes, and all that you can find on HOVPUB.com. But Lesley, let's get back into this because you got some big things going on, girl. Yes, you do. The one thing I want to talk about is, let's do this before I get into that. And before, I want to say, Spick and Span Cleaning 24 hours. Hello, thank you for chiming into the community. Welcome to Morning Brew. But Lesley, you got a lot of things going on, a lot of exciting things. And before we pull those things up, for both of us, we talk about it. We talked about it before even coming on the call. I mean, Morning Brew. How long did it take you as well as me before we said enough is enough? I'm just going to take the first step. And here we are. Because I know for me, girl, it was years. Like you said, I know people was like, Germaine, I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear about this podcast. I don't even believe it's ever even coming. I don't want to hear it. And to the point, I ain't want to hear it either no more.
Right? Because you get sick of yourself, right? You get sick of, yeah, absolutely. So
absolutely.
So the book was about 20 years, and then book was about 20 years.
It was on time, though, right? It was making it.
Oh God, Lord. And then
somebody says, I love brag.
Thank you.
You gotta let them know how to get those at the end, okay?
Definitely. And last year, June. Yeah, we celebrated 1 year anniversary last year, June. Started a podcast, and that's been years. Like, I've been thinking about it, how to do it, just all these things. Like all, you get all these things. Who's gonna listen?
What's gonna say about it? Girl, look, been there, done that, trying to be so perfect with having everything lined up, all the T's dotted. I mean, all the I's dotted, all the T's crossed, the whole checklist. And it's like, my producer said to me, girl, start.
Exactly. And that's what I did one day. I got a StreamYard account, and I just went live, and then I started inviting first season, I started inviting people on. And then the second season wanted to try something different, where I love Disney. That's one of the things. I love Disney. And morning Monday, Magical Monday, is really stemmed from Disney, that magical part, right? And a lot of people look at Disney movies just for what they are. And I see Disney movies totally different. So in my head, every month has a theme of like a different Disney character. And I kind of break it down in this motivational, magical Monday theme. So that's really what it's about.
Introduce. So you know what? You have led us right into it. So why don't you introduce this clip? Hold on. Let me make sure. Let me clear my screen for a quick second so we can focus on a clip from your Magical Monday. So
yeah. So this clip, I believe this clip is from Cinderella. And how do you look at Cinderella? How do you look at some of the things that she went through that now you could look at your life and take some lessons from Cinderella? So this one here is from Cinderella.
All right, stand by. We're going to pull it up and start it.
Welcome to Magical Monday Sparklers, your 5-minute reset shift to get you moving with courage and clarity. Today, we're talking about what happens when you finally step into your next level and it feels uncomfortable. You know the saying, if the shoe fits, wear it. But what if the shoe fits your future, but it doesn't feel familiar yet? Cinderella's glass slipper was absolutely stunning and beautiful. But let's be honest, it probably wasn't the most comfortable thing to walk in, just like your purpose. It may not always feel comfortable. Sometimes stepping into the rooms you prayed for feels awkward. Sometimes you get the opportunity, but guess what? That imposter syndrome tells you you don't belong there. Sometimes purpose fits your life, but it doesn't fit your old mindset. And that's why so many people take the slipper off. They step out of their opportunity because the discomfort tricks them into thinking they don't belong. But let me tell you this, just because it doesn't feel natural yet doesn't mean it's not yours. Walking in new shoes takes a lot of practice. Walking in your calling takes courage. It's okay to be wobbly. It's okay if you feel like you're figuring it out as you go. Because when Cinderella put on that slipper, it was custom made for her, but she still had to walk in it. How many times have you gotten something that has been custom made for you, but when you put it on, it doesn't feel comfortable? She had to show up boldly, even though she had spent her whole life feeling small. So, this is your reminder. Just because something feels uncomfortable doesn't mean you should run from it. Growth is extremely uncomfortable. Expansion is uncomfortable. Your next level feels strange right now, but it still fits. Don't shrink. Don't take the slipper off. And as we're talking about being uncomfortable, it reminds me of a newborn baby. As a newborn baby, there's stages that baby has to go through, and especially that teething stage. You know, that nasty, uncomfortable stage where they get a fever, they're crying, they're whatever. But guess what? It is a necessary stage. And here's the other part to that. No one can help them. No matter how much their mom loves them, their dad loves them and wants to protect them, no one could take away the process of that teething that they're going through. It's just a process that they have to go through. So this week, I want you to remember this bragfamation. I walk boldly even when the fit feels uncomfortable, even when the process that you're going through, God, it hurts. You don't have to feel fully ready to be fully called. Walk it out anyway. Your purpose fits you, even if it takes time to break it in. Until next time, have a magical Monday.
Lesley, let me put this up. I put the link in the comments so people can click on it and make sure you go and subscribe. So I love it. I absolutely love it. And you know what? I didn't know that you use Disney themes. So when I started watching them, I would see things that reference Disney, but I didn't know that was your inspiration until
Yep.
today.
Yep, absolutely. That's the whole inspiration, is looking at when my kids were really little, right? When they wouldn't even understand the movie, and we would go to watch Disney movies. Like, me and my husband will be cracking up talking about different things, and people don't realize, like, I'm there for the Disney movie more than the kids are. So yeah, so it's interesting to watch, because when you're doing something, it's different, and I don't usually go back and watch my own videos, so it's very interesting. That was very, very enlightening, and yeah, very, very enlightening. Yeah, but yeah,
You know,
that's the inspirations from Disney.
you just said something. You said, I don't go back and watch my own videos.
No.
I was the same way until I started going back on YouTube, watching my own videos.
Okay.
And it's so funny. You know what's so funny is because I repurposed my morning at 6:05 at night for evening pour, because it's a whole different audience, right?
Yes, true.
But I sit and I watch it, and I was telling my partner, I said, that's the first time I sat through my video, and you know what? I actually enjoyed it. I felt like a spectator watching myself.
That's how I just felt just a while ago.
I've even gotten over the sound of my voice.
Oh yeah.
Until I'm saying, even my husband, he said, I catch your clips on TikTok.
Wow.
Listen, he is all the way down in the hole on TikTok. he done went in a rabbit hole on TikTok. I said, I'm not going there with you. But he said, I love how your gestures, and I just said, wow, okay. But I said, you know what, Lesley, when you're naturally being who you are and you're not trying to become who you're not, it's organic and it will just flow.
Absolutely.
And so, but yes, you should every so often go back and become part of your audience and watch yourself.
Yeah, that was I actually enjoyed that. I did. And I'm going to say this out loud too. I love the sound of my voice. I'm good with that.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah,
definitely. Listen, you encourage other women to love the sound of their voice. Absolutely. To know how powerful and how bold their voice is.
Absolutely. So. It is. Absolutely. That's your voice. Love it. Love every part of it.
Well, let me ask you this. What is it that you would like to leave with those that's a part of the coffee morning brew this morning? What would you like to leave with those that's going to pick up this clip and watch it later on, and just a message?
Yeah. So just from the video clip, right? It is going to feel uncomfortable. Do not think that it's going to be comfortable. If that's what you're looking for, then you are never going to grow. I know it may sound like a cliche, but it definitely is. And let's start from my journey, from going 20 years to wanting to write a book to finally contacting someone. Here's the other thing about contacting someone. Be honest that you need help. And asking for help is not a sign of weakness. I don't know who told us
that
asking for help is a sign of weakness, but it's not. It's a sign of strength. Because here's what you're doing. As Germaine just talked about being authentic, you need to know yourself before anyone else does. So as you're being authentic and aware of the things that you don't know, and you're now going to contact someone that knows more than you to help you, that's the most important thing. So one, be aware that you need to ask for help.
Absolutely.
The second part is be coachable. Don't ask for help. And now the people that know more than you're going to try to tell them how to do it. Be coachable. Because here's the thing. As you develop in anything that you develop, whether you have your own business, whether you are a career professional, it doesn't matter. If you are a person that you're not listening to somebody else, do you think anybody's going to listen to you?
No.
Right. So you get what you give in anything. You get what you give. So So that's the second thing. And all of that is part of the growth and being uncomfortable. And it could be very uncomfortable to ask for help. I'm not saying that it's easy.
Oh, it's not easy.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not saying it's easy. You could be very, why? Because I'm independent and I've done this myself and I'm used to doing this myself and I don't ask anybody for help. Like I know a lot of us wear that badge because I had that badge too. But I decided I don't want that badge no more.
Exactly.
So I know a lot of us, we have that badge. We've been to that convention. I know that convention is real big. They got like 2 annual events. I know. Right. And you still going. I know, but you might, you may decrease to 1 event a year and then you might not be going anymore. Right.
Exactly.
So it is not easy, 1, to ask for help. And then 2, for you to listen to somebody. Like I'm a grown ass woman.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what all I've done? I've done this, that. You know who I am? Exactly. You know what my profession is? But that is part of the growth.
Absolutely.
That is that's part of you being uncomfortable. And so as you go through that process, that is going to teach you so much, right?
It's a humbling experience also, Lesley.
Definitely.
And I'm going to add one more thing to that, is because when I even think about myself, I always think that I don't want to impose on someone else because they have their own thing going on or so much time. But I said, no, girl, stop thinking like that. Sometimes you allow people to effectively walk in their gifts by just asking for help and support.
Like what I did with you.
And you know what? And on the flip side, you're absolutely right, because it showed me what was on the inside of me. It showed me what I have. It stretched me and also showed me what I have to give to others. I always say, and I'm going to say this too, and let me see if she's still on here. Dr. Teneri, I always say she has a way of knowing how to stretch me to tap in. It allows me to tap in to more of what God has put in me. And so, but you're absolutely right. Ask for
you
won't know, and you could stop your own blessing by not asking.
Yeah. And remember, as you talk about blessings, one of the things that Pastor always says is that it's not for you, it is to flow through you.
Yes.
Because the blessing can't stop with you.
That's right.
It's a continual thing. So for me, I'm always very cognizant, oh my goodness, like who, because of my stubbornness in whatever it is, who am I stopping? Whose blessing am I stopping? And I don't want to be a part of that. I do not want to be a part of that. I don't want when they start checking the checklist or whatever. Oh, Lesley, I don't want to be a part of that. I want it to flow through me so that it goes to other women. That's the whole reason I'm starting Mosaic. That was the whole reason I'm starting the Mosaic.
Yeah. You mentioned your pastor, Dr. Vernon.
Doctor.
Yes,
ma'am.
Ooh, I feel like we all went through school with him.
Yes, we did. Several schools, all kinds of schools.
But just a tip. And so a little sidebar on Wednesdays. Wednesdays will be our mixed blend Wednesdays, and he is officially the first guest. Dr. Vernon is there, the champion coach.
Champion coach.
Yes, we have a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. But that's on Wednesdays, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, very cool. Oh, I love how you are expanding.
Oh my gosh. And
I love it.
The blessing is when fear thought it would cripple me, and you know what, blindly just taking that first step. And I talked about that in a previous morning brew, is you don't need your confidence. Just do it. Just start, right? Taking the first step, I am really enjoying this. I'm having so much fun with it.
That's amazing.
And like I said, you said it earlier, it's not for anybody else. It starts with me. It is for me. it allowed me to know I can, one, be consistent and show up every day on
Yes.
time.
Yes. Yes. Because I remember when you first started, I was
You
like,
said
oh my goodness,
something.
like, what time is Germaine? And Germaine said, I don't have a time yet. I just know
It's
whenever I'm
between
going
10
by.
and 11. 10 and 11. And you were one. I had another person that said, well, is there any way you can like give a specific time so I can take my break? And I just said, you know what? I can. And I'm going to work on being consistent. And 10:30 is that time. So here we are,
Here we are.
being consistent.
Here we are, and it's
And seeing
amazing.
results.
Amazing. Yes.
And seeing results. So,
Yes.
oh my
Yes.
gosh, Lesley, once again, it feels like yesterday, right?
Absolutely.
And we get together and we just, hey, it just feels it's a natural flow. It just
Yes.
happens. But like I
Yes.
said, I am so proud of you. One, I'm proud that you also took the step, and here you are leaping. But yes, I am so proud of you and the Mosiac Inc. family, and continue to grow. Is there anything coming up that you may want to share at this time on this platform?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, as Germaine says, I'm always got something going on. So,
I love it.
um, so April of 2026, April 12th to April 19th,
Mhm.
I am doing a cruise book launch. So it is a book launch on a cruise. So if any of you are interested in doing that, and it is a co-author book, so it will be a book with myself and
Love it.
several other women, and it is a cruise to Mexico, and we will be. I think the ship holds 4,000 people, so we will be doing a book launch. On a cruise ship. It will be an international book launch with all kinds of different things that we have going on, photo shoots and all kinds of things. And for me, it is all about the experience. It is
Absolutely.
all about one of the things that I ask my clients every time that we meet when we talk about their book launches, because as you heard me say, I rattle off when was the first time I released the cover for the book, International Day of the Girl. We talked
Mhm.
about when the book launched, International Women's Day, right? So for me, dates matter. And when you have certain dates, when, like I said, one of the things I ask my clients is, what's a special day for you that you want your book to launch? That's the first thing I do, because you want the first time you do this book or any several different books, you want those dates to mean something to you. So as we do this international book launch in April of next year, it is something that the women are not going to ever forget, because
Yeah.
how often do you do that? So if you're interested, please contact me, message me, DM me. Please contact me. Would love to talk with you. I'm doing an information session today, and I'm doing one tomorrow, so that we can get women connected on this incredible book launch.
All right, I'm going to put up your Facebook so people can hit you up on Facebook, and then you can give them more information, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
So please make sure you contact her if you're interested and you want to be a part of her next anthology book.
Yes.
So, on a cruise. Girl,
Yes.
I'm getting ready to go on a cruise to Alaska.
Oh, when are you
With
doing
my
that?
husband, look, with my husband, who I love, but this is his first time on a cruise. So I don't
Mm.
know what that experience is going to look like. He
When
already
you guys
complaining.
going? When you guys going?
September,
Oh,
in
oh,
a
it's
few weeks.
right around the corner. Okay, nice.
Yeah, but I need more time. It's coming too fast. Oh my goodness, it's coming too fast. We got book projects to get out.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
But I do love the idea. That I love the idea. See, once again, let your work speak for you is doing just that. It is
Yeah.
speaking loudly.
Mm,
So I
mm,
love that idea and concept
thank
of
you.
a book launch. Ah, I need to get in that book. Listen.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
All right. So what we do at this point, Lesley, once again, thank you, and thank you for just saying yes and making this happen right away. So once again, we are at the place of the final sip. So, Lesley, stay on. I'm just going to get ready to close us out and stay on for a moment, okay? But
Okay.
thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for your comments and for sharing and being a part of this conversation. And so hold tight because this is the part where we just kind of bring it all to a close on a final sip. All right. Thank you all. So, this final sip, as we close today's morning brew, remember this: you don't have to wait for permission to make impact. Just start walking. The walk may begin with uncertainty, as we spoke about, but with intention, it becomes legacy. Whether you're writing the first page or leading a movement, your voice has the power to shift culture, rewrite futures, and awaken generations. And that's what we talked about today with Lesley George on This Morning Brew. So pour into purpose, protect your pen, and never underestimate the story you carry. So once again, we sip slow, but here's walking boldly, one truth, one girl, one chapter at a time. I love it. Thank you all so much. I love you all so much. Thank you for always chiming in and being a part of the conversation. And please just stay connected because, like I said, we're growing. Next Wednesday, we have, once again, we have a special guest. I already I already spilled the tea on it. So next Wednesday, we have Dr. Vernon J. Shazier, who is joining us. And I know he's my champion coach. He's the champion leader. And he is going to give some nuggets, tips. He's going to talk about even his experiences working with those NFL players, even his son who played for the Steelers, that we all know and we love his triumphs and champion but so much. Just make sure you chime in with Mixed Blend. And I'm also going to have my partner in studio with us, Charles Williams. So we're going to chop it all up and have a good old time on Mixed Blend Wednesdays. So make sure you stay connected. And you know what? We're here Monday through Friday. Love to have you back. Continue to give your feedback. And if you have not done so yet, make sure you go to Morning Brew with Germaine on YouTube. The link is in the description. Just click it, subscribe, and now you're a part of the community and you can stay updated on the latest, everything that's happening. So look forward to it. And I'm going to make sure if you are interested in getting a brag mug from Lesley, which I absolutely love the brand, and we will be offering them here. She's gonna send me a mug. We're gonna be using it so we can make it available for you to click her links and make sure you get yours. So let me just put up her Facebook one more time so you can make sure that you go in and you let her know, I want a mug. I want my mug. Lesley, send me my mug. Tell me how to pay for it. All right. So here we are. Thank you so much. We will be back. Today's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend and please be safe. Thank you. I'll see you Monday.